Today, we're diving into something truly inspiring, not sensational, not scandal-driven, but quietly powerful. We're talking about how Prince Harry has finally found real happiness beyond the palace walls, and why that moment matters far more than any headline ever could. For years, the public was told that Prince Harry was reckless, lost, angry, or ungrateful. We were fed a narrative that suggested he didn't know what he wanted, that he was running from responsibility rather than toward purpose. But what we are seeing now very clearly is that Harry didn't lose himself when he left royal life. He found himself. Harry is no longer burdened by royal protocol. He is no longer trapped in a system where every smile is scrutinized, every word is edited, and every human emotion is treated as a liability. Today, Harry is living life on his own terms, and the difference is undeniable. Last week, at an Aspen polo match, Prince Harry answered years of speculation without issuing a single statement. No interviews, no press releases, no carefully crafted messaging, just presence. And sometimes presence speaks louder than anything else. He didn't arrive as His Royal Highness. He wasn't announced as the Duke of Sussex. Instead, he was introduced simply as Harry Wales. Not a prince, not a brand, not a role, just a man. And that moment, quiet, understated, and deeply intentional, told us everything. Today, we're going to unpack Harry's remarkable transformation and explore why his decision to say no to the crown, not temporarily but permanently, may be one of the bravest acts in modern royal history. Because walking away from power is always harder than clinging to it. Let's talk about Aspen, because this was not just another celebrity polo match. This was a defining moment. Witnesses described Harry stepping onto the field with a lightness that hasn't followed him for most of his life. Gone was the tension that used to sit just beneath his smile. Gone was the guarded posture of a man who had learned, painfully early, that the world could turn hostile at any second. For more than 30 years, Harry lived with the invisible weight of expectation, not just to behave, but to perform, to represent, to endure, to absorb pain quietly for the sake of tradition. In Aspen, that weight was gone. Instead, people saw a man who looked comfortable in his own skin. Someone laughing freely, someone engaging without calculation, someone fully present in the moment. He was introduced simply as Harry Wales, playing polo with his close friend Nacho Figueras, and that detail matters more than many realize. This wasn't accidental. It wasn't sloppy event planning. It was a choice. Harry is no longer interested in performing the identity assigned to him at birth. He is embracing the one he chose for himself. Observers noted how relaxed he seemed throughout the day. There was no stiff upper lip, no emotional restraint, no constant scanning of the crowd. He wasn't managing optics, he wasn't bracing for judgment, he was just being. One eyewitness said Harry appeared to have no weight on his shoulders whatsoever. And when you consider his history, that observation becomes extraordinary. This is a man who lost his mother at the age of 12, not privately, but publicly. A child forced to walk behind a coffin while millions watched. A child whose grief became global property. This is a man who served in Afghanistan, seeking purpose and normalcy, only to have his safety compromised by media exposure. A man who returned home not to peace, but to a palace that felt more like a prison than a refuge. And now he is free. Which brings us to the issue so many commentators are still obsessed with: titles. As Prince William prepares for the throne, speculation continues about whether Harry could or should be stripped of his Duke of Sussex title. But according to insiders, this conversation is irrelevant to the one person who actually matters in it. Harry doesn't care anymore. Sources speaking to royal commentator Rob Shooter made it clear the trappings mean nothing to him now. Taking the titles away wouldn't punish Harry, it would only expose insecurity elsewhere. That statement alone marks a complete psychological shift. Harry was raised to believe that hierarchy was everything, that duty outweighed personal cost, that identity was inseparable from institution. And yet he walked away not in bitterness, but in clarity. That kind of detachment doesn't come easily. It comes from deep internal work. But there's another layer to this story, one that deserves nuance, not weaponization. Sources suggest that while Harry has fully detached from royal status, Meghan's relationship with that world looks different. And that difference has been framed unfairly as ambition or dissatisfaction. But context matters. Meghan entered the royal family as an outsider. She faced racism, misogyny, and an unprecedented level of hostility. She gave up her career, her autonomy, and her voice, and what she received in return was isolation and trauma. So, if she still values platforms, visibility, or influence, that doesn't mean she's chasing shine. It may mean she's reclaiming agency. Harry, by contrast, was born inside the institution. He knows its cost intimately. He understands the price of silence, the erosion of self, the constant pressure to be less human and more symbolic. He's seen behind the curtain his entire life, and he chose to leave it behind. What we witnessed in Aspen was not accidental happiness. It was earned. Harry has spent years doing the hard work therapy, reflection, confronting generational trauma, and re-evaluating everything he was taught about duty and worth. And that work is now visible in the most unmistakable way. He is happy. Think about his journey. He lost his mother young. He found purpose in service. He fell in love with a woman the system refused to protect. He became a father and realized that history was repeating itself. And in that moment, he made a choice. He chose his children's safety over optics, his mental health over tradition, his family over an institution that would not bend. That isn't weakness. That is strength. Harry's story reminds us that freedom isn't about titles or status. It's about authenticity. It's about being able to live without fear of constant judgment, about laughing without restraint, about waking up knowing your life aligns with your values. Being introduced as Harry Wales said everything. In that moment, he wasn't performing royalty. He wasn't representing the firm. He was just a man playing polo on a sunny day in Aspen with his best friend. And honestly, isn't that what we all want? Harry has found something that no crown can offer. Peace. You can see it in his smile. You can hear it in his laughter. You can feel it in his presence. He is different now because he chose himself. Some people will never understand that choice. They'll accuse him of abandonment or betrayal. But those paying attention know the truth. Harry tried to make it work. He asked for help. He asked for protection. He proposed compromise. Every door was closed. So he chose life over duty, happiness over obligation, freedom over the crown. And that is why Harry's story matters. It reminds us that no matter where you come from, no matter what expectations are placed on you, you have the right to say, "This isn't working for me." You have the right to walk towards something better. Harry found joy beyond the palace walls, and watching him live freely is not just inspiring. It's a powerful reminder that choosing yourself is sometimes the bravest thing you'll ever do. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.